So when we talk about technology here, right, what should we be thinking about? Because there is a lot of talks about blockchain, right, trust, traceability, but blockchain is not deployed everywhere. There are right adoption challenges there. So blockchain, AI, how these major technologies helping, analytics. I mean, what where companies should start when they address these issues.
In terms of the technology, again, technologies, if you're rolling out digital identity, you should definitely use technologies which are easily accessible, skills for which are easily accessible within that country or geography. Some of the challenges that you should kind of keep in mind when you design it, because there's no specific solution that, oh, just please use this cloud and please use this development platform and this database and all that, because that kind of becomes too technical and specific. But there are a couple of things that you need to kind of start worrying about, is that as you bring all of this digital technology together, it kind of becomes like a central monolithic approving authority, which in some countries are realizing now is creating a lack of flexibility. So you kind of need to think about the flexibility side of it. And number two is that you need to also start worrying about security. And you need to kind of worry about security by design, because as you automate everything, as you start connect everything, you become a very, very prime candidate for hacking, tampering, and all of those things. So you need to kind of design for that security, because I think there are enough and more instances where we've heard where your data has been put out on the dark web and somebody's hacked it and stuff like that. And the other issue that I think that you need to think about is that with the growing power of computing, is just this whole issue of quantum computing coming in. That that kind of computes at a scale, 20x, 10x, 20x, 30x of conventional computers. So even normal cryptography might fall victim to hacking. So how do you start making things quantum safe? Things like that. There are another concept that companies like Microsoft are exploring, and a couple of the startups that I'm even working with are talking about, is how do you kind of move from this whole regime of centralized identity to decentralized identity, which means that from the whole concept of an individual authority giving identity, how could you, Irene, control your whole persona yourself, and you can decide that I will allow Amazon to use my ID only for XYZ purpose. I will not allow Amazon to see my whole profile, but I will only let them see my payment and my buying behavior. But if I want to go to my doctor, I will let my doctor also look at my healthcare data. I will not allow everyone to see everything, and I can decide who sees what. So there's this whole concept of it's been there for a while, but the whole concept of decentralized digital identity is also another thing that companies, governments should think about, especially if they are designing something new today. And agencies that have already got digital identities, I think should start thinking about moving in that direction. Quantum safety, decentralized identity, crypto biometrics, probably the fact that that if you want to, rather than use a card, you want to just use your hand, your iris as a identifier. How do you make sure that that is also secure? No, you don't store it somewhere, it kind of goes to one place and disappears. So there are companies that hold patents in that field also. But yeah, sorry, I don't mean to keep babbling, but yeah, I think those are the kind of the design parameters that you need to think about.